I'm Kensani Maranele with this news update. In your headlines, Malema not taking ANC to court. Shack fires leave over 80 homeless in Cape Town. The Treatment Action Campaign has called on government not to rush into withdrawing infant formula milk at healthcare facilities without the provision of antiretroviral drugs for HIV-positive mothers. The country is working on a policy that supports exclusive breastfeeding by HIV-positive mothers to prevent infecting their babies. This after studies have shown that the risk of transmitting HIV during breastfeeding can be reduced significantly by providing ARVs to mothers or their infants. Government has already stopped providing infant formula to positive moms in other provinces. Nonkosi Khumalo, the chairperson of TAC, says currently mothers living with HIV are encouraged to exclusively breastfeed, yet they are not on ARVs.
You don't say to a mother who is not on antiretrovirals, breastfeed your child, because you are basically saying you can pass on the HIV virus from yourself as a mother to the baby through breast milk because it is highly transmittable in that way. So what we are saying is until such time that government has the relevant systems and people have been trained in healthcare facilities to understand when do you initiate breastfeeding on a mother who is not on antiretrovirals, making sure as well that our healthcare system is ready to deal with a huge number of mothers who will present HIV positive and needing access to antiretrovirals.
Over 80 people have been left homeless by shack fires in informal settlements around Cape Town overnight. City Disaster Management Wilfred Solomons Johannes says 70 people are displaced at the Sweet Homes informal settlement in Philippi after a fire razed 15 shacks in the early hours of this morning.
The first incident occurred last night in Browns Farm informal settlement in Philippi, following another fire in Ocean View at the Sweet Homes informal settlement. Another few shacks were gutted by fire, leaving 70 people displaced. No persons sustained injuries or died in the fire, and all persons have been accounted for in the 3 fire incidents, and our disaster teams will be at hand this morning to assist those fire victims.
Suspended ANC Youth League President Julius Malema has reiterated that he will never take the ANC to court. Malema, who may have given his final address as the leader of the league, said the ruling party has persecuted him and that he will pursue his struggle for nationalization of mines even if he is ousted. He was addressing league leaders attending the body's 2-day annual Lekgotla in Pretoria. Malema said he felt he was treated unfairly during the hearing. He spoke out for the first time since the ANC dismissed his appeal against his convictions for sowing divisions and bringing the party into disrepute. Abongile Dumako reports.
Earlier this week, the ANC Secretary-General Gwede Mantashe said the party had taken a political decision not to immediately invoke Malema's 2010 conviction and suspension on charges of bringing the party into disrepute. Mantashe said the party's leadership took a decision based on political considerations to allow the mitigation of sanction ordered by the appeals panel to run its course before invoking the 2010 suspension. Meanwhile, Julius Malema maintained he had never committed any offense other than voicing his views. Abongile Dumako, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Nedbank Running Club owner, Sikilo Diko, has made it 2 in a row by winning the 27 for Freedom race in rainy conditions in Paarl. The 27-kilometer race celebrates the release of former President Nelson Mandela from prison 22 years ago. Diko's time was a new record, improving last year's winning time of 1 hour and 29 seconds. He snatched victory from Wanda Roro of Khayelitsha, who has been leading from about the 6-kilometer mark, by overtaking him in the last stretch of the race. The race is in its 3rd year, but it's the first time that it's held on the actual date of Madiba's release from the then Victor Festa prison. Chris Mabuya reports.
The Drakenstein prison is alive with activity. Young and old participants have braved the cold and rainy conditions to take part in the event marking the release of Madiba from this prison 22 years ago. Those who have started the long distance this morning, 27 kilometers, have already finished. Others are taking part in the short distance from a house where Madiba spent his last days as a prisoner to the finishing line just outside prison. Chris Mabuya, SABC News, Drakenstein Prison.